What is going on, everybody? This is the weekly Painless Cash Buyer Secrets call where we break down how to do deals the painless way. And shout out to Batch Leads, definitely a service that I recommend and that I use in order to help me find cash buyers so I can network and do deals the painless way. Hey, everybody, if you're watching this live, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, just to let me know you're there. We can get this in front of more people, and let me know where you're watching this from because I need to network with everybody here. I might have a deal that I need your help dispoing in your market. Who knows? I come across deals all over the country. I only work specific markets. So if there's somewhere where you're at, maybe we can do a deal together. So tell us where you're watching from. What's up, Angel? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Who else we got in here? We got a Facebook user saying, what's up? Tampa. All right. Tampa. Look, I've done deals in Tampa and definitely could use your help if you got some good buyers. Guys, this is not the call is not about me just giving you information. It's about also seeing if we can, network together. And I want everyone to network with each other. That's in the comments. I want you to get to know each other because honestly, it's all about who you know, and it's about doing deals. And that's how you can do deals and scale and grow. It's about the relationships. You should be chasing relationships, not just deals, because deals are like a one-time thing. I don't know how many of you have done a wholesale deal with a seller multiple times, right? But if you can network with real estate agents, wholesalers, you can do deals multiple times because they're always looking. So I just want to let you guys know that's the fountain of youth. You want to chase relationships, not just deals. Okay. We got Dallas. Hey, I actually had her agent the other day reach out to me. I did a subject to deal with this agent about a year ago, and she reached out to me. She says, "Hey, are you still wholesaling?" And I was like, "Yeah, I still do deals. I still wholesale. I do all that." And she said, I have a seller who might be interested in selling their house. They're in Mexico. They just got divorced. And I was wondering if you can help me out with the situation. The tenant is inside. Well, there's a squatter, right? The tenant won't get out, and they're calling it a squatter. She's like, do you know anyone that would buy, or would you buy a property that has, someone that won't get out? You can't go see the house, but we would sell it at a good price. And I'm like, yeah, we deal with that all the time. So that relationship with that agent is yielding more than just one deal, guys. Like when you chase a deal from a seller, direct to seller, that's fine. I still do it all the time. Just did a deal last Friday for 10K. But it's about, working with agents and wholesalers and networking so you can do deals continuously. Angel from Los Angeles, bro, I'm starting to do some more deals in Los Angeles and in California because I have a hedge fund that I'm working with I'm pretty tight with, and they tell me exactly what their buy price is before I even have it under contract. So that's good. It's good that you're letting me know that you're in Los Angeles. That's good. It's Chandler. All right, awesome. Chandler, awesome, in the Facebook group. And then afternoon, is that Michigan? Is that Michigan, or is your name Mitch? I'm sure it's no, it's Fred Anderson. So yeah, Michigan, I'm assuming. All right, everybody. So I want to talk about something that's, it's like it's the buzzword. It's like what's going on right now. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of stuff about regulations. So I've done a lot of research into how to navigate through that. You can say minefield through that thing. If any of you are like, oh, I'm going to get out of being a real estate investor, I'm going to get out of wholesaling. I wouldn't do that, because with more, I would say, regulations, with it, more rules, there's going to be more opportunity. There's going to be more people. The barrier to entry is going to be higher. So less people are going to want to do this. It just means more deals, more opportunity. So don't look at the regulations or, having to navigate this new thing, this new opportunity as like bad. It's a good thing. It's good when there's new opportunities, when new things arise, that just means there's more opportunities to make money, right? You just need to know how to do it. So, someone's asking, what are the regulations? So this, a lot of states are trying to regulate you either having to be a real estate agent to be able to wholesale, or they're trying to just get rid of wholesaling in general through the assignment agreement, through marketing. It depends on your state. So I'm not going to speak for every state, but I am going to tell you guys how I'm navigating it. And, I'm not your, legal advice or anything, but I'm going to tell you how I've been dealing with this stuff. And again, I wouldn't worry so much about, oh man, we're not going to be able to get deals. There's always going to be ways to get deals. Like what, are you going to stop everyone from buying real estate just because, they want to like regulate it all? No, they can't. Right. So this is how I'm dealing with it. I was actually reached out to one of my cash buyers here in Utah because I wanted to ask for his opinion on what he was going to do, like how we could work together, but he didn't call me. He didn't call me back yet. Maybe he'll call me during this call. But I know that Virginia, this was a while ago, but Chicago, Illinois, Oklahoma, they want you to get your real estate license. When I first started wholesaling in Utah 5 years ago, I sent out my first deal I ever got under contract. I sent it out because I didn't know what I was doing. I sent it out to every real estate agent in the state of Utah, and they ended up reporting me to the board of realtors. And the board of realtors was like, "You can't market your contract. You're not a real estate agent." That was 5 years ago. So this has been in the works. They've been talking about this for a long time. And they sat me down at this table, this guy in a suit, and me and my business partner at the time, brand new, never done a deal. He sits us and he turns on a tape recorder. He's like, "You don't mind if I record this conversation, do you?" It's like, "I don't know." Like, I'm like, "What's going on?" And he records it and he's like, "Hey, tell me what you're doing." So eventually they basically just let us go. They were trying to scare us 5 years ago. But anyway, they've been trying to do this for a while because real estate agents, they want to make, obviously, that the board of realtors, they want to make all the money they can. Obviously they want to regulate it. So, and we're doing a lot of deals not through them, not through brokers, not through their process. So they want to capture it all. Okay. And they can say they want to do it because they want to be ethical and whatever. So how are we dealing with this? I've done some research and this is my suggestion to you all. Okay. Don't take my advice and just go with it. Go and call. This is what I did. I called my title company that I work with, and I said, "Hey, what's the best way to navigate this? We're in this state, like in Utah." And I was given a couple different options. I'll explain those to you today. And again, this is the cash buyers secrets call. So I'm telling you how you can work with cash buyers. I'm going to explain to you how I've worked with cash buyers, and you can take that with a grain of salt, or you can try it. Okay. So first recommendation is to call your title company, because they're the ones that are doing the transactions. They're going to be able to give you some advice. Or if you're an attorney state, call an attorney. Okay. Either one of those. This is what information I was able to find out. I was able to find out that if you do a deal and you put one of your properties that you have in a trust, and then you sell or assign your rights to that trust where you put the property in to a land trust or trust, you assign your rights to that property, to the ownership, to the end buyer. It's not selling real estate, it's selling the trust, right? And another way to do it is through an LLC. You put the property in an LLC. I own a rental that's in a real LLC. Okay, it's in a business. And if I want to sell that business, I can sell that business to someone, the ownership of my business, and they are buying the business, not the real estate inside the business. They would be buying the business. Okay, so that's like one of the ways that I've heard, like the best way to go through it. And I'm not going to get into the legalities. Like, I don't know how to explain it 100%, other than my title company's like, "Hey, yeah, we can take care of it. It's like $250 for the paperwork." And then the end buyer ends up paying for it. You don't have to pay for it. I was like, okay. So it's pretty simple. I know a lot of people that do that. They do it through trusts and they sell the trust. They do it through LLCs and they sell the LLC. Now, not saying that wholesaling is illegal. Okay. And check your state, but it's not illegal to do it. Like in Utah, you can do it. In many states, you can do it. But I'm just saying, be ahead of the curve and know what you can do and how you can do it properly. So no, I still wholesale. So assignments are still fine. So this is another way that I deal with properties when I do things the painless way. Okay. So what I do is when I'm talking to one of my buyers about a property, I instead of, like, if I know that it's a property that I'm not going to buy myself, like, and it's kind of tight, I'm not really sure if it's a deal for me, I'll just call one of my buyers and I'll be like, "Hey, are you interested in this deal?" And I'll just connect the buyer with the seller and I'll say, "Hey, just pay me a fee." Okay. And then we figure out a consultation fee. And then at close, my buyer will pay me through a check, through an invoice. And it's not even tied to the wholesale. It's like, I didn't even sign the agreement. Because I just connected and just said, "Hey, you negotiate, you do everything." I'm not like facilitating the negotiations. I'm not doing anything like that, like a real estate agent. I'm just saying, "Hey, like, I'm not buying this. You can talk to the seller." And obviously I tee it up, but and then I negotiate, talk about a price with my buyer, and they just pay me directly, right, through a check. And I can show you guys, I do this a lot. So I just keep some of the checks there. Most of the time I get wires, but I get checks and they write them directly, or the title company will send them to me. But Anyway, so that's the way I deal with buyers the painless way. Is I just say, hey, look, I'm not buying that one. Go ahead. This is the seller. Obviously, they want to sell. Just work that out. And then I talk, then my buyer, because I'm cool with, I don't do this just to any buyer, right? I do this to buyers that I know or I trust. So that's one of the options that I have. So you got LLCs, you got trusts, you got wholesaling still. You can double close depending on the state. Again, you got to talk to your title company, your attorney. You can double close. I try to avoid double closing because when you double close, you have to pay for transactional funding, which is a percentage of the deal, the amount of money that it costs to purchase the property. And let's see. So transactional funding. And also when you double close, you got to pay closing costs, which depending on which state you're in, you can pay anywhere from like $2,000 to like $10,000. So you want to avoid that if you can. Maybe transaction funding will be cheaper, but that's one of the issues that I don't like about it. If you've ever heard of novations or the RBP retail buyer program, that's like a different way to go about it. If you guys don't know about novations, it's like selling the property and getting the seller to acknowledge and give you power of attorney to sell their property. And then you can get paid out on a fee at close. And it's not like you're representing them or anything. You're getting paid through a lien, if I understand it correctly. I've done some novations, but one thing, I'll just be honest with you guys, like I don't know all the the terms and legalities and all that stuff behind like the paperwork of novations, but I know enough to get it to the finish line and get it to title. And I kind of let the people that are like the experts at that part, title, attorneys, I let them handle all that. And I understand like in essence what it is. But I just gave you guys like 7 different ways at the moment that like if the assignment is not something like if it gets regulated, you guys can still do deals through LLCs, trusts, directly working with your buyer, whether they pay you like through a 1099 and as a consultant or a part of their business. Yeah. So I'm not too concerned about it, about the regulations. Haven't regulated the states that I'm in. I mainly do deals in Florida, Utah, and California. And right now I'm going into Reno, Nevada. So if you guys have any deals in Reno, hit me up. I got a buyer who's hungry for deals there. But yeah. And I just want to address that concern because I know a lot of you, maybe if you're new, you're like, oh, it's getting squashed. Look, there are always going to be ways to innovate and figure out better ways to go about this, right? You have creative deals too, where you can just take over the, subject to, you can take over the mortgage. So a lot of different ways. It's just, you just need to know who to talk to and who are the experts and who can help you navigate it. That's really all it is when you are faced with a problem. Just be like, who already has the answer? Who can I ask? Okay. And if you have a question for me and I can't answer, I'm going to go find out who can. Okay. So if you have any questions here and I can't answer them, I'll get you the answer. All right. That's my promise. I'll at least try my best to get you the answer. Let's see if any more questions are coming in here. Will you guys post Investor Lift live from last week? The Investor Lift live from last week. If you go to my YouTube channel, all the lives are in there even from last week. So you can just go and see that. Maybe I can show you how to get there. If that's what you're talking about, CEO. Let's see, share screen. So if you go here to my YouTube channel to live, you can see the live from last week, which is right here. How I made 10K. Yeah. So if you just go to my YouTube channel, that's where you can see it. I hope that answers your question. It's just under live. So you're in Texas. Gotta love Texas. Texas is great. Done a lot of deals there. How much do you get for those deals? For those checks? Those checks, I got one for like 10. One was like 30, one was 10. I've done some smaller ones too. I'm not going to flex and say all my deals are huge because that's not how I always do real estate. I try to squeeze anything out of anything. One of them is like $3,500. Another one is for like $5. Another one's $2,500. My goal as a real estate investor is not just to always hit the home runs. It's to do any deal that's a deal because I feel like that's where like you can be consistent. If you have buyers, good buyers, you know where they're buying. Like sometimes you'll make huge spreads, sometimes you'll make little, like $2,500. But for me, guys, my lifestyle, like I'm not driving the Lambo. I don't ever desire to have a Lambo. I don't care. So my expenses, if I can do 3 to 5, like three to five is great. But if I can do 2 to 3 deals a month and making like 10, 15K a month just off of wholesaling, I'm solid. I'm good. My living expenses are actually a lot lower than that just because I'm a very, very frugal person and I don't need a crazy lifestyle, and I like saving. But yeah, that was to answer your question. And that's the cool thing about what we do, guys, is like everybody wants to make these fat checks, which is cool, but I'm more interested in consistency and just doing deals and having something that's incoming that I can like always count on versus like, oh man, when am I going to find that seller that's willing to take 50% of Zillow? Look, if that's your business model, you're gonna have to produce a lot of leads and it's gonna be very expensive. What you need to do is what I teach is painless flipping, is being able to like squeeze a deal out of if anybody wants to sell, you should be able to help them out in that situation, whether it's connecting them, listing it for them, connecting them to an agent, getting paid out that way. If you can do innovation, you can do a subject to, you can do wholesale. That's you, in my opinion, it's just presenting options to the seller and finding out what's the best option for them. All right, let's see. Is there a simple way to look for buyers across the country only through batch? I don't really feel like spending any money on other platforms. Angel, you came to the right place. That's exactly what we're doing right now. Let's go. Give me an area where you want to find a cash buyer, and I'll tell you exactly how I do it. Okay. But you got to put in the comments what area you want, and it works anywhere in the United States. This is actually a great question. It's going to segue right into the next portion of the call where I show you guys exactly how to use batch to do this. Angel, where we at? Ooh, Nevada. Oh, Nevada. All right. So I just told you I have a buyer. It's a hedge fund. He told me the other day, he said, Nate, Reno's hot. He said, if I can't find enough deals to buy in Reno. If you can find me stuff in Reno, I'm in. So for right now, when one of my buyers says, hey, I really want this specific area and I can pay top dollar for it, what do? I focus in on the area, whether that's talking to wholesalers, agents, or lead gen in the area. So Reno, Nevada is where it's at. Matters not the area, right? Personally, the way I work is I'm not really 100% sure what that question means, but if you're talking about like the area mattering where you go, I would say it does matter, because you don't want to focus your efforts on somewhere where there's no buyers. I have a buyer that will tell me exactly what he'll pay. Even if I don't have the deal under contract, he'll be like, yeah, I'd be around this price. So I know already from doing painless flipping, like knowing the buyer, knowing that, what he won't go behind me, and just like that trust that we have. Like, I know if I have an opportunity, I can ask him, he'll tell me he'll pay. And I basically just either go lock it up or I just connect him with it and he pays me directly. Oh yeah. My strategy can be used anywhere. Really, like, guys, who is the customer? Who's the client that we work for? It's not the seller. The seller is not who pays us. The buyers who pays us. When we bring a deal to a buyer, they're the ones that have the money, right? If you have a seller and no buyer, you don't make any money. And you probably all know that if you've locked up a contract and haven't been able to sell it, you haven't made any money. So what I'm teaching you, what I do is I know where buyers are buying, and you can do that through batch. You can do that by research, by networking, connecting. And once I find out what they're buying, I target those areas and I bring them those deals, and I make my spread. Okay. Not very difficult. The difficult part of people, the part that people find difficult when they first start is knowing what opportunity is worth their time. I can show you right now thousands of opportunities that are available right now for sale. Thousands. Okay. I'm talking like, thousands, like there's a lot. Okay. And so if you're like, oh, there's no deals, there's deals everywhere. You just need to know how to make those deals happen. It's not like everything's just presented on a silver platter in real estate. You have to find out, is this worth my time? And can I bring this? Can I make an opportunity can I make something happen out of this opportunity? Or is this even an opportunity worth pursuing? That is the skill set that real estate has. You got to be able to take stuff and make things happen. So for example, if any of you guys send me a deal on the MLS and you're like, hey, Nate, here is a property for your buyer in Reno. Here, I just saw it. Here's the link to the listing. That's not valuable to me because I can just go find that listing myself if I threw on some filters on Batch. What's valuable is if you're like, hey, Nate, this house is listed for $200,000. I just talked to the real estate agent and the agent told me that they've had 3 buyers fall through. They're willing to take 150, even though it's listed at 200. And the house is probably worth like 170 for a buyer, potentially. I'd say, wow, good job. Thanks for giving me that. That's great info. Now I can go to a buyer and say, hey, look, I know it's listed at 200,000. I can get it to you for about 170. Okay. And then I get it 150. My buyer doesn't care. He feels great because he got a good deal still. That's what I mean by opportunity. You guys are looking to make opportunities happen by finding out the situation, not by just, oh, that's not a deal. That's not a deal. And that's the same thing when people send out wholesale deals. A lot of time they don't look like deals, but what makes them deals is you call, you negotiate with the wholesaler, and you can JV, or buyers will buy better deals if they just negotiate with the wholesaler. All right. That was a long-winded response, but let's go into Batch and let's see how we can find buyers in Nevada. Are you ready, Angel? I'm going to show you right now. You ready, brother? All right. If you're ready, let me hear a yes, sir. Or yes, because this is for you. I'm going to be addressing and talking to you, Angel. So I want to make sure you're still with us. Okay. Okay, I'm assuming you're still. I haven't seen anything come in, but I'm assuming you're still with us. All right, I'm gonna share my screen, everybody. Everybody ready to rock? Okay. All right, you're ready. Angel's ready, everybody. Let's give some thumbs up. Thumbs up to Angel. He's participating. I appreciate you. Let's go. All right. So here we're in Batch. So Angel, let's say me and you want to do a deal together, and you're like, hey, I want to find some buyers in Nevada. I'm gonna start looking for deals in Reno. And if I see any good ones, I'm going to try to sell to my buyers that I'm going to find right here in Batch. And where's Reno? I swear Reno's probably here, but I can just look it up too. Oh, here it is, Reno. So I'm going to show you if we're in Reno and you want to find buyers. Let's say like you specifically want to find buyers. You have a property here. Let's just say K Street. You're like, okay, this is where I have a deal already. All you have to do is you just have to go to boundaries. You want to draw around K Street, and you want to go on market because you want to know what properties are currently listed on the MLS by cash buyer. And then you click cash buyer. So right here, you have this deal. I can't click in it because YouTube will say, hey, you're showing too much good data. It's like for privacy issues. But you can look at this. You can see just from the pictures here that this property was flipped, or it was in the process of a flip. It does look like it was flipped. So there's a buyer. So if I click on it, I can skip trace the buyer and just say, hey, I have a property on K Street. I noticed that you're flipping one right now. Would you be interested in buying another one? Or if you're not, if you don't want to talk or skip trace the buyer because you don't want to spend money, you can call the agent that's represented this buyer. So that's one way to do it, is on market. You can go off market, and this will pull up cash buyers that have purchased in the past. I like to go on market just so you can see who's actively getting some work done. There's a cash buyer filter. There's a quick cash buyer. I'm not 100% sure what the quick cash buyer one means versus the cash buyer. I'm going to have to talk to Batch and ask, but let's do another example. Let's say you talk to a buyer and they say, look, Nate, I'll buy anything west of the highway. Okay. The freeway or whatever you call it. I'll buy anything west in Northwest Reno, or west of this, whatever that highway is. So you would just go here and you'd say, okay, my buyer's down to buy pretty much anything here. Okay. So then you go on market. So we got 50 cash buyers, and we could call them Now, this is a very big area. I wouldn't go that big. I would actually go like pretty specific, and you can look and see flips. And that means that these people are looking for more flips potentially, or the agents know, since they're listing for these guys, they might know more. Here, look at this other flip. I didn't know Reno was that expensive. Gosh dang. Yeah. And guys, another thing about working in high price areas, that means the assignment fees or the money you can make is a lot higher. If you're doing deals in like Midwest where the value is 100,000 versus $1 million, the chances of you making a $100,000 wholesale fee is a lot lower in the Midwest where it is here, where you could, make a bigger rip. So I'm going to go back and we're going to see if Angel, if you vibe with that. Angel, did you get all that? As I was showing you that, like where you go, you pick your specific area, you go, you filter on market cash buyer, and that's where you can start calling either the agent or the skip trace the buyer directly. Now, if it's in the LLC and you skip trace it and it still doesn't give you the info, you can go to open corporates and search the LLC. I'm going to need to replay this tutorial because I'm doing Uber and typing right now. Hey, be careful, Angel, out there with that Uber. Stay focused on that road. And this is on my YouTube channel. You can watch the replay later. So no sweat, brother. Any other questions, everybody? Today we've gone over quite a bit. We've gone over regulations and how to get paid, even if they outlaw the assignment, right? Depends on your state. Talk to your title company or attorney. And if you don't, if you don't talk to them, then it's all good. We'll do whatever you want. This says, dude, how are you on Batch Leads YouTube? It's just just networking. Like I told you, guys that relationships is the key. You got to chase the relationship. That's what I would have to say for not only being with Batch Leads every week and showing you guys how I use their service, but just in general, chase the relationship. If you just chase that deal is one and done usually, right? I know because I've done so many deals where it's like nothing else has come from it because I was just talking to the seller. If the deals that I've done multiple times have been dealing with wholesalers, real estate investors, flippers, agents. You deal with people that are consistently in the game and they know to reach out to you. Like I did a $30,000 deal just because, I'm always talking and networking and letting people know what I do. Like that was something that didn't cost me any money. So my advice to everybody is chase the relationship, learn how to network, and you will always have deals. Okay. That's what I promise you if you do this the painless way. If the painful way is just to chase the deal and again, one and done, usually I don't want that to happen for you. I want you to have the endless fountain, turn on the faucet so you guys can continuously get deals and you can get tight with your buyers. And like the buyer that I have here in Utah, but if you guys want to see, I just did there's like a YouTube video that I'm coming out with soon where I show up I actually recorded the whole walkthrough I did with the seller. I meet the buyer at the property. I say, hey, we're going to go in there. I'm going to let them know that you're my flipper, you're my buyer. And I just want you to tell me what you pay after you see it. And then I'll call and I'll see if I can get it for less than what you'll pay. Bada bing, bada boom. Bring my buyer in. The seller says, what's up to both of us. And my buyer at the end is like, I need to run my numbers, but I'll let you know. Later, he tells us what he's able to pay. We make the offer less than what he's able to pay so he can make a fee. There's nothing scary about it. There's nothing, you don't have to be shady about it. That's just how the business can be done if you have the right buyers and you have the right people and you make the right relationships. All right, everybody. So you don't have to make all this stuff up. And again, that's what I teach is like, hey, relationships, you can do it. You just need to ask the right questions, meet the right people, and put yourself in the right rooms. But yeah, that's how I did it, CEO. Fred Anderson. Thank you. And if you guys can do me a favor, like this as you're watching it live, or like it later if you're watching it later on the replay. It helps us get in front of more people. If we get more likes, it's not like I'm just like hungry and I'm like, yeah, like this stuff because it makes me feel good. It's just, it helps it get in front of more people. So if you want to help me out, just wherever you're watching, hit a like. Cool. Well, any other questions for everybody? Again, we went over regulations, how to overcome that. And we also went over how to find buyers for batch when you have a deal. Okay. Now, a lot of you, once you find out where to work, where your buyers are, you need to be able to go find deals. And there's 3 options for that. There's agents, right? On market, you have working with wholesalers, off market, or off market, just pulling NOD lists, pre-foreclosures, probate, whatever lists that you want to target, absentee owners. That's the option. So it's not rocket science. It's just like, who do I want to target that has the greatest motivation to sell? And now I got to get in front of them. Now I have to present a solution. Am I going to buy your house? Am I going to flip it? Am I going to novate it? What can you do to help them solve their problem? Please drop your YouTube channel link. All right. Well, I'll just make it easy for everybody. If you want to see the YouTube channel I got, all you got to do is just type in Nathan Payne, and it will pop up most likely with my channel at the top, or Payneless Flipping. And then if you want my YouTube channel, it's just Payneless Flipping, Nathan Payneless Flipping. That's it. But for you, Angel, I'll put that on there. Okay. I'll throw that in the chat. Let's see what else we got. Can I work for you remotely at least for a day? I'll do it for free. Laugh out loud. All dispo, novation, or cold call lists. Hey, that's a good question. You know, honestly, I get that offered a lot. And I would just say, let's hop on a call. Like, if you want to like DM me or something, like we can probably schedule a time to chat. Like, I would just say, like, not being rude, but I'm very busy, and to kind of reluctantly, I wouldn't be able to like set up time, because I do coach and I do deals and I have to run my business. So like, in order for me to just get you set up for one day, like, that's why I have a coaching, like mentorship and everything. Cause that's what I do, is I get people in that want to learn, and then I teach them how to do it and get them set up in the systems and the processes in order to do what I'm teaching. So I wouldn't be able to just get you in and just do it for a day. I wish I could. I really do. Like, sincerely, I wish I could take everyone and be like, hey, just watch me. I'll teach you for one day. But this is why I do these calls. I do these calls so I can help out as much as I can for free, right? Provide value. And then obviously, if you want to work and see what I do, you know, I try to give you as many resources for free as I can. But if you want like that type of one-on-one mentorship or that help, you know, that's why we have the mentorship, and that's why I'm proud of it. Cause you get a one-on-one coach, you get a mindset coach, a real estate coach, you get to work with us. You can ask us questions as many times as you want. But yeah, that's what I'd be able to say. So reluctantly, I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't have the time or the bandwidth to do that. But if you book a call, then obviously we can chat about if our mentorship would be a good option for you. And if not, if you're like, Nate, forget your mentorship, you jabroni, don't talk to me about what you have to sell, then I would say, hey, I got nothing to sell you. Just go to paynlessflipping.com. It's absolutely free. Okay. It's absolutely free. Just go there, and we give you free resources. We give you free stuff like calculators and anything that I use on these calls. I hook you guys up. So anyway, and me talking about my mentorship scared all you guys away. Again, I'm not trying to sell any of you on it. I try to give you as much information as I can so you can take action, but that's what I got to say. I appreciate you asking, the CEO, though. I hope that was a satisfactory answer and you don't hate me, but you know, I'm sure I don't think you do. I'm pretty sure we're cool. All right. Any other questions, guys, before we wrap up? I got a lot going on today, just like I'm assuming a lot of you. We got to make calls. We got to, focus on the most important things. You don't want to waste your time on, if you're building a website, let me give you some advice. If you're focused on building a website and doing things like business cards, like stop doing that. Like, what's going to get you paid now is talking to motivated sellers, talking to motivated agents or wholesalers, and then connecting them with the buyer and finding a buyer. That's how you get paid. Okay. Everything else is, until like you can get your first deal, everything else is just a bunch of distractions. Go ahead and talk to opportunities and get them in front of buyers that want to buy. That's how you make money as fast as possible in this business. Okay. Hopefully that was helpful. Watch this again if you need a refresher on anything we talked about, and we'll see you next week on the weekly Painless Cash Buyer Secrets call, where we dive into how to work with cash buyers. And who we got? We got CEO coming back. Oh, you're good, brother. I was just joking. Not enough hours in the. Tell me about it. Not enough hours in the day. If there was, we could do karate in the garden. Yes. So true. And the light bulb just went off. Thanks, Nathan. It did. Later, everybody. Peace out.